Hey, greetings, peace, love, and light. Everybody doing? It's that Ancient Future Fridays, and yeah, we back. Yeah, give thanks to the Most High. We've been traveling and doing a lot, so you feel me. Did get a chance to go on for the last couple weeks, but yeah, we back now, and we back better than ever. Matter of fact, you feel me? We charged up, super charged up, feeling super Ivy right now. You feel me? Just coming back from Jamaica, and had a good time out in Jamaica. You feel me? And met some divine spiritual family. And yeah, give thanks to good brother Steve D'Angelo for linking us and getting us connected with the brother First Man. First Eye. You feel me? Coming straight from Jamaica, from the Rastafaria Indigenous Villiage. Met last year at the Oakland Psychedelic Conference, and since that time we've been building and connecting. And we just had a divine healing retreat out in Jamaica. And in that healing retreat, I got connected with my good brother Kindred, who's a self healer, and gave all of us a class and a demonstration and an intro to Paidalajin. And yeah, Paidalajin is an ancient spiritual science that the brother is doing for cultivation for self healing and sharing it with others and to the world. So I want to give my brother Kindred some time to tap in, you feel me, and share his information and knowledge. Also, just about the deep history and roots of Jamaica as well. You feel me? So, good brother Kendrick, and yeah, I'm gonna send this out to a few other people too, just to invite them out, to the build. It's gonna be a good one. You feel me? So yeah. To all my folks who may be in, give thanks. You feel me for joining. Kendrick, you here, family?
I'm here, brother.
Okay,
Give
okay.
thanks.
Give thanks for life. That's
Hopeful. I'm not seeing your video.
you seeing it now? You seeing my screen?
No, it went black when I came up.
You know what? I think I was doing something at that time, but let me try to see now. The screen on. How's it now? Can you see me now?
Still not seeing you, but
Okay.
I guess you can ask the audience if they're seeing.
Yeah. Let's see.
Someone just jumped in. Lala Murmurs, can you see both of our screens or just me?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's tap in on
Can
that
you see us?
one. I see you got that drum running on hard.
Can you see us? Both of us.
Yes.
I'm
Greetings.
not seeing you, Mikhail. I'm not seeing you.
Oh man.
All right, let me end my call and come back in
Okay. Cool.
if I can.
Let me see. Okay. Give thanks. Yeah, we just getting everything together, set up right now. Guess it was a technical difficulty on the video. You feel me? But we're gonna get it together right now. But just for folks can know, personally, um, yeah, I had visions of going to Jamaica some years ago. At that,
Yeah, I'm seeing you.
see me now? Okay, cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give thanks. Good to see you again. More
Okay,
love.
yeah, it's all right. That's
Give
what's up
thanks.
for sure.
Yes, sir.
So,
So where shall we begin?
well, we shall begin just by giving thanks to life, and that you able to hop on. I'm back in Cali now, but we was just out in Jamaica together. You feel me? And had a beautiful experience at the healing retreat. So I want to give thanks to you, brother, for holding space and being a teacher and a leader. At the Rastafaria Indigenous Village. You feel me? Give thanks for life for that. And yeah, if you want to introduce yourself to the folks, I give them a little introduction. But you want to introduce yourself, your name, where you at in the world, and your ancient spiritual science of Paidalajin, man. Yeah.
Hey, give thanks, Brother Mikhail. Give thanks to the whole family that's watching. My name is Kindred, like kindred spirits. And you are kindred as well, and we are all kindred. And the main focus of what I do is to raise awareness of the fact that all of us have a self-healing capacity. And that we can play a greater role in maintaining and awakening that self-healing capacity. Yes. And there's a practice which many of us have not heard about because it's been shared recently for the last 15 years in the modern world, but it's coming from the most ancient practices of China, of India, of Africa. And these practices are ones that we use to clean our inner circulatory system for ourselves. So for those of us who are accustomed to, for example, cupping and are aware of the dark substance that comes up in the cup after someone has done that kind of work, that kind of stuff, the polluted stuff that comes up in that cup, the doctors, the Eastern practitioners sometimes will refer to it as inflammation. Another word for it is blockages. There's another practice called gua sha, otherwise called lymphatic rolling, where people use these little stone rollers and they're rolling it on their face, rolling it on lymphatic areas for lymphatic massage. So it's called gua sha, and sha is a word that represents, most literally in the Chinese, it's called sand. Yes. And I can't focus on the comments right now, Brother Mikhail. So if you could just make a note if anyone asks us any questions, I can always refer to it when we're done. Yeah.
Oracle. She said she knew you out here in Oakland, man. That's all she was
What's
saying.
going on?
The Oracle.
Ooh, DJ Oracle met me. I'd love to see a picture of you so I can remember DJ Oracle. Give thanks. I don't know if we shared, but if we haven't shared, I'm still in Montego Bay, so please connect at Rastafaria Indigenous Village. So let me continue to say, so gua sha, sha is literally translated sand. The English translations of sha, though, are poisoned blood, polluted blood, and blockages. Before we go directly into this particular practice and into the actual state of our body and the blockages that exist there, I want to talk briefly about the power of our mind. And I want to speak about the placebo effect, which most of us attribute to a pill that the doctor would give to you that probably has sugar in it, but it has an official name, and you come with your ailment and the doctor knows that you need to awaken your self-healing capacity. And so he activates that power by activating your positive thinking in connection with that tablet. Yes? However, you can activate that self-healing capacity without taking a tablet. And so how is it that documented medical miracles take place? How is it that tumors disappear? How is it that people are told they'll live for 3 days and they live for 30 years? It is through placebo thinking. The opposite of placebo thinking is also called nocebo thinking. And so placebo is where when you believe something will help you, it helps you far more. Nocebo is where you believe that something will harm you and it harms you far more, right? And so if you're going to be doing something that is not best case, whether it is a matter of your nutrition, whether it is some situation that you've been placed into in this modern world that makes you question your body's capacity to handle it, even as simple as drinking a soda, you might freak out, you might send your body into fight or flight, you might shut down your digestion, your circulation, your respiration, send your blood to your hands and your feet like you're going into fight or flight just to drink a soda. And with a lowered immune system, you're going to consume this soda and be damaged far more so than when I consume that soda, when I acknowledge that there's water in the soda, when I, just like if I was drinking water by itself, bless the water in that soda, I say I love you, I'm grateful for you 3 times to that water. And I will receive more nutrients from that water than you possibly could. And so this is a primary readjustment we have to make in our minds, Brother Mikhail. You know, we go through so much as a culture, we've been through so much as a culture, and we've developed attitudes of resistance and tolerance, and we've hardened, you know. But the truth of the matter is that this practice is really about embodying the values that we seek. So in the way that a child is flexible, both in body and in spirit, in the way that a child embodies the emotions that we as adults seek, love, trust, etc., it assumes the best of the world around it. As a child, it seems like complete naivety to us who have been tainted by this world. But we have come to realize what a closed heart brings us. It brings us pain, it brings us disease, it brings us anxiety, depression, insomnia, you name it. And so embodying the childlike state is really what all of these practices are seeking to do in clearing blockages. Yes. All movement clears blockage. If you're jumping up and down on the spot, you're clearing blockage. If you're exercising, you're clearing blockage. If you are doing a massage, you're clearing blockage.
Mm.
Any movement at all. Qigong is amazing. Tai Chi is amazing. All of these practices are specifically targeting movements that help to free up those meridian lines. Yes.
Yeah.
And so coming straight through all of the Eastern practices that are actually aware of the blockages as opposed to our Western practices like general exercise, which are not aware of the blockages but are still impacting them. Another thing that's very good for clearing blockage is dancing. I usually ask people, when was the last time you danced?
Right.
Because the last time you danced,
Yeah.
the last time you dance is the last time you really live.
Wow.
You know, you start to decline after you stop dancing. Dancing includes paida of the feet slapping against the floor. Dancing
Mm.
includes lajin, dynamic stretching in so many different ways. Yes. And so movement is what is essential. And so the overarching theme of what I share is self-healing technologies. Yes, I do not focus on any one modality, but the modalities that bring most to the fore in relation to self-healing clearly will receive more attention. Yes. And so we spoke first of all then about the power of the mind and how do we get through that process. We need to think about the things that we think are most hurtful to us, the things that could impact us the worst in life or those around us or impact people on a day-to-day basis. And we need to apply placebo thinking in these difficult situations. And then we can level it back down to those smaller situations in life that happen day to day. We don't need to be shocked about anything. We don't need to be surprised about anything because everything is possible. So don't catch yourself saying, I can't believe that this is what happened to me today. Yeah.
Right.
The possibilities are boundless and the waves will always keep coming on the shore. And this is how we accumulate blockages, through mishandling these waves that keep coming onto our shore every day in life. If it is that we do not have a placebo perspective and learn not to just be a swimmer in these waves, but to surf them and to look out for them and to look out for hurricane forecast for the biggest wave that's coming. Yes, so that we don't have a problem with problems. We we are surfers. And so let us give thanks for pain. One of the things that people generally run away from, but with a placebo perspective, we have to give thanks for everything. And through giving thanks for pain, we allow ourselves to open ourselves up to a deeper understanding of it. Yes.
Yeah.
And so pain is really a guide. Pain shows us where we have our blockages. Through the exploration of all of the techniques that are related to the specific clearance of blockages, there will be an exacerbation of pain in the areas where blockages exist. So for example, if you were doing acupressure and someone was running their finger through your palm and they were pressing with a finger roll and pressing through, and then they hit a spot and you go, whoa, you didn't know that pain was there. So those little spots of pain that you're finding in the palm and finding in the base of the foot, which are connected to the practices acupressure, reflexology, those are blockages. Yes. Now, the practice that I share is one that enables us to seek out these blockages along the entire meridian line, not just in the palm of the hand, not just in the base of the foot, which is the start of all of the energetic channels connected to all of the organs in your body, and the end being your foot. Yes, so we not only focus on the hand and the foot, we focus on every single part of the body. And what I teach is not a treatment. What I teach is a lifestyle. So every single person who learns how to do this for themselves, and it has way more benefit if you do it for yourself. And let me explain that. The reason it has more benefit if you do it for yourself is because most of the diseases that we suffer from come from a closeness of the heart. They come from emotional conditions. So breast cancer is an emotional condition. Yes, diabetes is an emotional condition. If you sequester my services, for example, to work with you in a one-on-one environment to help you to clear the blockages related to your breast cancer or your diabetes, the possibility exists that the foul attitude which brought you to this place, you do not have to separate from it if you simply request my services, because just like every other treatment you've been through in life, you can compartmentalize your mind and you can get through it, and then you can get back home and get back to either being treated the way that you used to be treated, that is completely unhealthy, or you could go back home and continue to treat persons in your life, your staff members, whomever it is, in the way that actually ended you up where you are. And soon and sure, even though due to my great technique, you will more than likely have a symptomatic clearance. You will go to the doctor and they'll tell you, you know, you no longer have breast cancer. I can guarantee you that it's coming back unless you
No,
have reoriented the ways that you accumulate blockages. And so one of the ways to ensure that there is no return is to take this process on for yourself, because in doing so, you take responsibility for the fact that, hey, I am the one who caused this pain in my body. Yes, I must forgive myself. I must love myself through this process of extracting this pain out of my body. And doing that will rewire my emotional intelligence, will open my heart, and will begin a process where the types of interactions I used to have with life forms around me will change, because the seriousness of what I have to go through to find my clearance will begin a process that cannot be put into words. Yes.
no,
So,
brother, I want to ask you a few questions so people who may not understand outside of the mental capacity of the
yes,
practice, the word Paidalajin. Can you break that down so folks can know the difference between the different type of exercises in the practice?
all right. So Paida means patting or slapping, and Lajin means stretching. Yes. Um, so there are many percussion-based practices. Qigong does a bit of percussion, and so basically, the patting action is one where you don't have a firm wrist like this. You're not hitting like this. You have a completely relaxed wrist. If you were to do it in slow motion and you raise your hand and drop your hand slowly, there would be nothing moving from the wrist, because I never employ my muscles to do this. Never, right? And this is very important. If anybody is watching and trying to learn this during this call, I want you to take special note of what I'm sharing right now. Complete limpness from the wrist, complete limpness in the fingers. If I did it in slow motion, it would not move at all. However, the motion is coming from my arm and my shoulder. Yes. If I exaggerate the motion from my arm and shoulder slowly, my wrist will start to bounce as I exaggerate it more and more and more and more until I have it so loose that it's flashing behind the joint of my wrist and forward. Now, this would be pretty intense technique, even if it is very close to the hand. Yes. If we
Yeah.
want to increase the technique, we do that by lifting higher into the air and allowing gravity. Because the principle is we're never hitting down. We're only raising our hand in the air and allowing gravity, some space,
Right.
to
So,
make the contact
so
for us. Yes?
folks
So,
who may know,
go ahead.
this is the technique of slapping yourself in certain points of the body, and you brought up meridian points too. So folks who may not know what meridian points are, can you explain what the meridian points are in the body?
Sure. So the Chinese culture speaks about the meridians, the Indian culture speaks about the chakras, science speaks about the electromagnetic field of the body. But if you really want to talk about blockages, what we're really talking about is the quality of your blood, the quality of your lymph. It's about the fact that you think all the blood in your body is red and beautiful. Yes. And you think that because every time you get a cut, that's what comes out. But there is blood in your body that cannot come out, because it's stuck to the inside of your vein walls, and it has started to create blockages, literally, and it is starting to fester. And so in some cases, it may be the color of your blood, but it can also be blue. It can also be purple. It can also be black. It can also be black with white sand in it. Right now, as we speak, you bathe this morning, you put on your essential oils, you think you are clean, but there is more cleaning that you can do daily on your inner circulatory system. Now, there is a special order to doing this to keep you safe, because we expect what we call healing reactions to occur. A healing reaction occurs because you have had diseases in your life. And what that means is that blockages have been left in your body as a result of the diseases that you've gone through. Yes? And so, we also need to talk about where these blockages come from. They come from negative thinking primarily, which is why we need to employ the placebo effect. They also come from physical trauma and chemical trauma. Yes? So back to the healing reaction. All the disease that has ever occurred with you individually has left some blockages. And as we clear these blockages, that is your entire health history,
Right.
yes, connected to that particular meridian, the symptoms of those old diseases can show their face while we clear the blockages that now sit seemingly dormant inside of the body. Yes? And this is a great sign of detoxification. We call it a healing reaction. It can manifest in very small ways like burping or sweating or a little dizziness or a little nausea. Or it can be far more dramatic. It could also be you feeling like you're getting a cold at the end of the session or later on in the day, a grating throat. But if you had, for example, fainted, or you have, for example, had seizures, we expect you to faint. We expect you to have a seizure during the process of your clearance. It's a powerful sign of detoxification, and we have a way to handle healing reactions. Yes? So temperature is very important for our health. In Tibet, heaven is perceived to be a cold place because they understand how cold works, yes, to create coagulation in the body. So people doing too many ice baths, watch out. People who know that swimming is the best exercise in the world, for example, myself, I am a very good swimmer. However, I've had to check my connection to cold water, swimming in cold water. Yes, because it creates blockages if we do that excessively. Yes, ice baths do release a lot of endorphins. Yes, they do jerk the system and give it a boost of vitality that we don't have in our day-to-day life. Yeah, but we have to take a look at where these things are coming from. Take a look at Wim Hof. Wim Hof is a Guinness Book World Record holder who had been swimming in the Arctic, cutting a hole in the ice in his shorts. And people asked him, "How did you do this?" And he said, "Through the power of my breath." And he started to teach his breathing techniques, yes, and take people up into the ice and cut a hole in the ice and have them swim in their shorts, yes.
And
But
brother, I got some new people that joined, and I'm just going to
yes,
do
sir.
a quick little recap for what you're saying. You're saying right now
No
that
problem, bro.
the body over time through mental trauma, physical trauma, and through spiritual trauma that you can create in the body. Blood, different
Yes,
types
sir.
of levels to reach inside of the blood. And so externally, by doing pata, which is hitting the body in certain points of the body, you can build up and release different toxins and different blockages in the body.
Absolutely. And we have to look out for healing reactions, which are the connection to all the disease that ever happened in our body before. When we're clearing these blockages, we're clearing past disease, present disease, and future disease from our bodies. Because we're clearing the blockages connected to everything that's ever happened to us. So if it's been minor, if you've been having colds or coughs or asthma or stuff like that, you may feel a little tightness in the chest, you may feel a cough, you may feel a cold. You know, this is great sign of detoxification. But I also will repeat that if you have had a more dramatic medical history, if you have fainted, if you have had seizures in the past, we expect them to happen while we're clearing the blockages. Great sign of detoxification. So this is why we encourage that persons, one of the reasons we encourage persons learn this in a workshop environment. Yes, you can start doing this today. I can on the call demonstrate it and you can start doing it today. But if you have had a dramatic medical history, I would advise that you do it around someone who can assist you in a workshop environment. So that's one thing we have to be very aware of, yes, that healing reactions will take place. And how do we handle them? With temperature. So we were talking about how cold is the enemy of our health and how heat is something that restores yang energy. Heat is connected with your flexibility. When the heat in your body or the yang energy in your body starts to deplete, your flexibility also starts to deplete. Your flexibility is connected to your blockages. Blockages are stiff, they are hard. When you pat on your body in particular places, especially where the blockages are deepest, what will come up will first come up hard as stone. You will literally touch your skin and feel an area coming up that is solid, rock solid. Yes, and as you continue to apply the technique, all of that will soften again, and all of the color that comes up just as it comes up in cupping will go away. So with this Paida practice, brother, it is a very simple practice, but it's also something that people need to be aware that as they pat on the skin, what they're going to be doing is allowing the stuck poisoned blood to squeeze through the mesh-like wall of the vein. It's going to show up right beneath the skin, as in the interstitial fluid, it will look like a bruise, but it's not
That's
a
what I was
bruise. And
say.
someone knows it's not a bruise by continuing to perform the technique. Go ahead, Mikael.
Because that's what I noticed, and I was going to just say that too, is that when we did the practice, when we was at the village, when we was patting, and I seen the color and the redness come up, I thought it was a bruise, like you said. So what's the difference between that and you continue to do it and it coming up? Like, what's the difference between a bruise and what
All
comes up during
right.
the session?
So a bruise is when you get hit in the eye and you get a black eye because blood vessels have been broken. Yes? When we are doing our practice, we are simply patting on the skin. Yes? And in patting on the skin, we are extracting poison blood and polluted blood that is being squeezed through the mesh-like wall of the vein. It enters the interstitial fluid, and with a black eye, we could not continue to pound on a black eye to get it to go away. Yes,
Right.
that needs to heal on its own. However, with the Shah that we bring up, we can continue to slap on it on the same day, in the same setting, until it looks as if we had never touched our skin to begin with. Yes?
So you're saying it's the difference between doing the pattern and you bringing it up versus you got a traumatic, like a collision
Absolutely.
on the outside of
Absolutely.
something you can just hit and just be healing like that.
Absolutely.
Because
That would be breaking blood vessels. Paida is a loving action, one of extraction. It is not one of trauma. It's not one that is creating any pain. All of the pain experienced in the practice is pain that is sitting in your body right now. And
okay,
pain
now
is like a messenger telling you, hey, you need to do something. You need to move at least to try to dislodge this blockage that's inside of me one way or the other.
well that's what I want to ask you next, is brothers, is that because when you was there, when I was speaking to you, you were saying that when you got pain in your body, you can actually do the Paidalajin and you can release certain pains in the body now. What's the science behind that? You feel me? Like, because it's many people that might have pain, like in their knee or in their back. I got, certain areas, in the body might have pain. Like, why hitting it is gonna make it relieve the pain, though. You feel me? Like,
All right. It's hard to understand until you try it, right? But let me try to put it into words. The blockages themselves, the polluted blood and the poison blood, are the sole cause of all of the pain that you experience when you experience pain in your body. However, generally speaking, it is dormant. So people think when they start this pattern, wow, I did not know that this kind of pain was present in my body, because it's almost like you're doing acupressure or reflexology with the entire palm of your hand and finding lots of stuff at once, right? However, some persons even go so far as to say, I don't think this practice is for me, because there's so many practices out there and this one is quite painful. However, the truth of the matter is that it is not the practice that is painful. It is the extent of the blockages that you have. Because the more blockages you have is the more painful the process will be. Also, you cannot avoid this pain that is in your body, because if you ignore it, it's like a time bomb. And one day it is what will explode and create that complex disease that will be irreversible, that will create that stiffness of limbs that will have you as an old person hooked up, bent right down to the ground like a fetus walking around. Yes, and in all of these stages, even when you have reached to that extent, you can clear the blockages because the blockages are finite. Yes, so whereas with other practices, short repeated sessions are recommended. With Paidalajin, one long session is far more effective than short repeated sessions. And if it is that you're going to take this on, think of it like this. You went on holiday. One of your children got into your house and had a party and invited the most ridiculous people in town. Your house is filthy. Yes? You've gotten home, you want to take some rest. It stinks. The walls are plastered in you do not want to know what. You cannot step into this house in a peace of mind. Yes? Now, how are you going to tackle this? Because I just woke you up to the fact that you've been on vacation. And now in this awareness, you just got home. Here we are, stepping inside of this house. If we engage in Heart Meridian Paida on this call right now, and everyone who is listening to us begin to practice, because we all have blockages on our heart, and the Eastern practitioner will say we all have heart disease. Even those of us who have not been detected by the Western doctor, because the blockages that accumulate leading up to heart disease begin long before they're detected. Yes? And so if we do that preliminary exercise, we have entered the house through the heart, and we will see the level of putridness which exists there. And then I will ask you the question, after you have asked me, how often should I do this? I will ask you the question, first of all, how much do you love yourself? And then second of all, I will ask you, if your house was completely a mess, all the bathrooms, all the bedrooms, all the sheets, your only house, how would you handle this? You'd probably call a team together and get them to run through this house for you. Yes? But in this case, we want you to do it for yourself, because you only have one body and you deserve to give yourself the attention that it needs. Yes? And you have the power of awakening your self-healing capacity to combat any pain, any simple disease, and any complex disease. This is a practice that sees no disease by name. All diseases are created by one cause. And the first rule of self-healing is forget the disease name. But remember the cause, the root cause. The root cause of all disease is blockages. Yes, and the disease-causing agents live in these blockages in our body. Yes, Brother Mikhail.
That man, okay. So give thanks, and I want to go on to the next part of the healing practice, which is the lodging. You feel me? And that's something that I enjoyed, hearing about. You was telling me about, all of us, that it can extend, life, extending the ligaments and the joints, and just stretching, is a big part of life. You feel me? So can you break that down, that part of the song?
Absolutely, brother. So the cipher on lodging is: a baby is born completely flexible. As you grow older, you get added stiffness, and complete stiffness is death. It's as simple as that. And so stretching every day improves your quantity and quality of health. However, with lodging, what's different between lodging, Pilates, yoga, all of these different stretching-based practices that we're aware of? Number one, lodging is designed for you to learn in 5 minutes. It encompasses 7 core stretches, but there are potentially about 13 in all. Yes? All of them are static, so they require no movement. Yes? And in each of these positions, we are simply trying to increase the length of time that we spend in these simple positions. Now, what we are doing while we are stretching is we are re-straightening the meridians, the circulatory pathways, the lymphatic system, the entire, every organ is being massaged. You are also renewing your skin. There are multiple things happening while you are lying on a lodging bench or in any of the lodging postures. Yes, and so basically, if you are in lodging and you feel pain, what it means is that you have blockages along these lines, and in straightening them, it allows the energy to flow better through the line, but you still would need to use Paida to clean those lines. And so that is how the practices work together. Yes. However, let's say you have cleaned your lines completely and you have never done lodging. The necessity to do lodging comes in because you have been living a life sitting on chairs, for example, which creates blockages. You should have been squatting all along. And so as a result of that, the stretching is going to re-straighten the circulatory pathways that have been bent and squiggled and pushed out of alignment. Yes. And so they're going to be re-straightened, and in that re-straightening, the life force energy moves through the body, the self-healing capacity awakens, and you heal from every disease known to man. Now, you cannot target one disease to heal from. If you have fibroids, or if you have cysts, or if you have breast cancer, or if you have diabetes, or if you have whatever it is that my nation is suffering from, seeing? And you decide that you're going to clean your body specifically to get rid of this disease, yes? You are going to have many side effects. But the side effects in this case, finally, are all going to be positive. You will not be able to dumb down the power of your self-healing capacity. You will not be able to stop it from dredging up your old illnesses and your future illnesses, as well as things that are affecting you currently. And so as a result of that, you will find gray hair going black from the root. You will find balding reversing. You will find people getting taller just by being put into alignment. Daniel, not right now. You will find persons who are having erectile dysfunction issues who have a complete reversal of that. You'll have people who are looking to clear a particular issue, but instead their mood is improving as well. Their relation with other human beings, their clarity mentally, their ability to sleep, headaches are going. So lodging is a beautiful practice. There are a number of simple stretches that you can achieve without equipment. Only one of them requires a piece of equipment, and that central stretch requires a piece of equipment that we call the lodging bench. And on the lodging bench, all of the meridians in the body are being stretched in connection to all of the organs in your body at one time. So it is comprehensive in its effect. So whereas we generally begin clearing with Paida on the heart meridian, which is on our left inner elbow, when we're working there, we are impacting the heart and the lung. We're cleaning those channels while we're working on the left inner elbow. However, when we're lying on the lodging bench, we are impacting every single channel, the heart, the liver, the kidney, the spleen, you name it, gallbladder, urinary bladder. Every single meridian is being stretched at once, and it's just absolutely amazing. So it's not a treatment. Yes, it is. That bench is something that has been popping up in beauty salons around the world as well, because it is known that it helps a woman in the restoration of her mammary glands and mammary area. It starts the retightening of the skin in the breast area. It begins the most natural breast lift known to man. And Paida, when Paida is added to that, it speeds up that process in such a dramatic way that after a round of Paida where you've really cleared the blockages out of the breasts, which no one can just jump in and start at the top of their practice. They have to start in a particular order, which we'll explain. But when it is used on the breast, on the bottom, on the fatty parts of the body, if someone is overweight, you will see an instant restoration. The stretch marks will disappear. Your cellulite will disappear. Spider veins, varicose veins, dark spots on the skin, acne, for the breast itself, for the woman, even after the physical trauma of childbirth, even though it is a beautiful bonding period, there is physical trauma connected with that process. And there are 9 meridians running into the breast, the heart, the liver, the kidney, the spleen. All of these meridians in the breast hold on to anxiety and depression. And so in clearing it, you have a complete restoration. The softness comes up. I mean, we honor our women. Look, I honor every stretch mark. We appreciate love.
Right.
Every single push and tear and cut that our women have had to go through to bring life. Yes, but we're just raising our awareness of what's really going on. What's really going on when our breasts are shriveling after childbirth and even prior is that we have blockages caused by negative thinking, physical trauma, and chemical trauma. In the breast, it's in 9 different organs in your body. Yes. Yeah. And so when you clear it, you will have a suppleness in the breast. All the tumors, the lumps, all these things will go away. Stretch marks, sagging. It's really, really mind-blowing. The power of your self-healing capacity. And I say your power, Brother Mikhail, and the power of every single human being that has happened to join us on this live is absolutely beyond our wildest imagination. And the only way we can really, truly understand what I'm sharing is by trying it. There's no other way.
There you have it. Give thanks, brother. And just for folks can know, how did you get involved with this practice and, this on the self-healing journey?
Hey, brother. Well, I am based at Rastafaria Indigenous Villiage in Montego Bay, which is about half an hour to 45 minutes away from the largest airport in Jamaica. So if anyone wants to come to Jamaica to experience this, they can reach out to my Instagram page. And that's a starting point for conversation since we're here. And we can make arrangements. Rastafaria Indigenous Villiage is a retreat space that holds and creates a cultural and spiritual container. Firstly, for the alliance with all living forms, all life forms. Yes, we have a very, very close relationship with plants in this village. Our first relationship was with Ganja, that vanguard who stands by us and opens us up to deeper awareness of ourselves. And, you know, about 17 years ago, a shaman came to Rastafaria Indigenous Village and shared ayahuasca with us here. By the way, I was not a part of the village at that time. I have come to the village only about 6 to 8 months now. I've been here. However, this has been the history of this space that has become my spiritual home on this journey. And let me say this, this does not come lightly. I've been traveling across this island. I'm from the complete opposite end of my island, Kingston City, and I have traveled to the other end, to Negril. I have traveled to St. Mary. I've traveled to St. Elizabeth. I've traveled all across my island sharing. And I've gone where I'm most needed. I've gone where people are most respectful of themselves and love themselves the most and take a seriousness in their own self-development, because there is no connection between you and I, Brother Mikhail, if you don't love yourself, because I teach self-love, you know. So that is where the spark is, you know. You love yourself, and so you are open to what I have to share, you know what I mean? So this is truly a beautiful space where all of the different plant medicines are shared from time to time. It is a retreat space primarily. Iboga, psilocybin, ayahuasca, San Pedro, peyote, cambo, and you name it. It's been shared here, and this is a family. This is a family that Brother Mikhail is a part of, and everyone who comes and comes into ceremony with us, you know, comes into an awareness of the fact that life is a ceremony, and they continue on in that way, you know, and they are a part of this family. This is a community that extends out into the wider world. And so we welcome you all to look up rastavillage.com on the internet, or RIV Retreats on Instagram, and check out their offerings in relation to plant medicine. We're also working on a self-healing retreat, which will be offered shortly, which will be just like the plant medicine retreat, which is a minimum of 5 days. Similarly, it will be a minimum of 5 days, and you'll be coming to learn self-healing technologies completely. You will come sick, and you will not just leave healed, but you will leave as the healer, knowing that you have the capacity with the tools that you receive to continue to not only heal yourself, but when you have completely done so, to continue to heal others. And we ask that you do this in the same way that we share it with you, never tricking someone that you have a capacity that is higher than theirs, always ensuring that you affirm that they are divine by design and they have this capacity within them, and it is your honor to serve them. And also, one other point, when serving other persons, please never ever force anyone to pay. Yes, so the mission must be donation based. You must at least work with 50% of the people you work with must be for free. Absolutely. And for anyone who does make a donation to your journey, it helps you to make that journey viable of helping this awareness reach to the masses. Yes, this is the mission of Paidalajin, as shared by Master Hong Shizhao 15 years ago from the heart of China. He traveled across the world. He was persecuted for it. He is actually in prison in Australia right now because of the fact that, just like Dr. Sebi, who was locked up in Honduras and then died of pneumonia, they want us an ending story that makes you say, so if he was a healer, how did he die of pneumonia? Yes. And so right now in this moment, we send in some love and some energy to Master Hong Shizhao, who is in Australia in prison. But I tell you this, if you look up Master Hong Shizhao in prison in Australia, you will also find out that there are many testimonials coming out of that prison right now. Many people healing themselves in that prison. And so we're really happy about wherever the universe sends us. Wherever we go, we are fully guided and fully protected, and we are ready to show up and serve. So, you know, this is an absolutely amazing thing. And the thing about it is that I learned about this in a different way than everyone under the sound of my voice right now. Everyone hearing my voice right now is left up to speculation in their mind. What is he talking about? I wasn't introduced to it in this way. I was introduced to it because I literally saw it happen in front of my face. There's someone else who does it as a treatment in Jamaica, who is the first person I saw do it. And as I said, it's not a treatment, it is a lifestyle. However, I had the privilege of observing someone help someone who said that she couldn't bend her knees for the past 6 years. Yes. And in slapping on her knees left and right and on front and back for 5 minutes each, he told her to bend. She had no bending capacity. Yes, she could not put her bottom down to the height of her knees at all. Yes? And he told her to bend after the slapping, and her bottom touched her heels, and she was washed with goosebumps. I knew this was something intense. I said, brother, what is this? He said, Paidalajin. I said, how can I find out more about it? He said, I'll send you some information. I got the book. And by the way, everyone who works with me receives the book as well. And I read this book, I read this book, I read this book. It seemed to make some sense, but in other cases, it didn't make any sense. And I came to a line in the book where it said, hey, you can read this till you're blue in the face. You'll never overstand this. You'll never truly understand this and overstand this until you do it for yourself. And so I'm here as a bridge from the Western world to the Eastern world, from your level of awareness to the level that you can ascend to. And yeah, we're all healers. And it is very humbling to be able to share with others who could also teach me. I know that nobody knows everything, but everyone knows something. And I also know that I am looking out for that next amazing unknown thing that will change my life, that I will learn from Brother Mikael, or I will learn from anyone else who is on this live, who when I share my practice, they may also share theirs. Because if what I have to share exists and is true, which I know it to be, then I am ready for the next big thing. Wow. The potential of what is out there that I do not know, oh my word. I'm overjoyed to be here, to be in this frequency, to be able to resonate with light beings like ourselves. It's just incredible, brother. It's incredible.
Oh man, hey, it's incredible. It's really a global connection right in here. You feel me? Because it's just piece of this hopping there in Honduras. I remember I was telling you about the experience I had in Honduras with the family out there. Yeah, we making global connection. And
hey, brother Mikael, you know, before we end the live, is it 11:11 yet?
It's
not yet.
It's getting close to time. But
we got 11 minutes. I wanted to make a suggestion, brother Mikael. I don't know what you think. Would you like to ask quickly before we go if there's anyone in the chat who has pain in their body or a disease, if they'd like to just ask quickly what would be the approach to handle that specifically? So if anyone has a question, feel free to ask. But in the interim, you have any other questions for me, brother Mikael?
No, you know what? I appreciate that suggestion. I was just going to ask you, how can people keep up with you and how can they learn the practice? But yeah, if anybody who's on the line right now who
well, follow my live, or I will write my contact number as well in the chat. You can always send me a message. I can send you literature. I have a guided full body workshop online that anyone can sign up for. I also accommodate persons in person in retreat. We also do group clearance retreats where we put you into groups of 3 and have you work on each other. This is not about me. This is about your self-healing capacity. So no matter what the size of group, we can put you into groups and have you work on each other and work more efficiently than if you were working with yourself alone or working in a one-on-one environment with me. So it's incredible. So I have someone here saying that she has pain between her shoulder blades. All right, great. So let me demonstrate what we can do. So let's pretend as if you have no help at home. Yes, there's no one there to help you, my friend. Healing tea. Yes, I. Right? So I'm going to demonstrate something that we call wall hitting. Yes? So wall hitting, and let me put the camera alongside the wall so we can see a bit better. Now this happens to be a wooden wall, right? But ideally we want it to be concrete. Now, what you want to do between your shoulder blades here, so what you want to do is place your back against the wall, completely flat, yes? And your feet, just step 1 foot, the length of 1 foot in front of you, away from the wall, yes? And then what you're going to do is you're going to use the wall as a hand to do Paidalajin on your back without anyone there to assist you. And so when leaving the wall, you will breathe in through your nose. And when contacting the wall, you will breathe out through your mouth sharply. The wall will slap the air out of your mouth. Yes? So we're going to leave the wall. So I must check myself. I must ensure that I do not fall buttock then shoulder or shoulder then buttock. I must fall flat. So for the first couple times, let's keep our feet close to the wall and ensure we're falling flat, right? And when we know we're falling flat, we can do 100 to 300 of those wall hits in a sitting. Now, for someone with pain in the lower back, between the shoulders, you can intentionally fall into those areas where you're feeling pain, and you will be able to receive that clearance without having the assistance of someone. Separately, for pain in the shoulder blades, literally you would, if you had community around you or you had my assistance, you would need direct Paida right into the lines of the shoulder wherever you're having the pain. If you have pain in a joint, you can slap directly into the pain on that joint. If you are having an issue with an organ, however, you do not slap directly onto the organ intensely. Yes, we do clear the entire torso of the body, but the torso of the body contains organs, and we do not hit intensely into that area because we can create damage. And so a very light technique is used on the torso, and no one is allowed to help you with your torso. So even as I was speaking about the miraculous effects of clearing the blockages on the torso, on the breast area, removing the cosmetological changes that have happened, the stretch marks and the softness and all of this, I still cannot assist you in that process. It's completely your process. And so you will have to learn these techniques to fully benefit from it. Yes. So shoulder pain, Paida directly into the area. Also, lying on the lodging bench is absolutely amazing for shoulder pain. Brother Michael, I'm going to take a walk down to the lodging benches so I can show whomever is on the live that hasn't seen one. But for the rest of those who are not watching the live right now, you can also just take a scroll up and down my page. You will see people lying on a bench, and that's the bench that we stretch on. Yes. So let me switch this camera around. We're in Rastafaria Indigenous Village. That's the tabernacle over there. That's our ceremonial fire space where we hold our plant medicine ceremonies. You remember this night, Mikhail?
Yeah, vividly, yeah.
Never forget. All right. So these are lodging benches right here. One of them has a 60-degree incline toward the body. One of them is a 90-degree. And so how we use these benches is that we lie down on the bench. Yes. And we put one leg up on the bench. Yes. The other leg hangs straight down. And let me switch the camera around. I would place my head back, and I'll place both hands up into the air and drop them back, both of them dropping back, and I'll be pointing in that direction with both hands at the same time while I allow them to be stretched from the shoulder joint. Now, if we just put our hands around like this or just drop our hands down like this, it's not effective. This stretch in the arms, stretching away from the body, finding if there is any inflexibility in the joint and letting it hang on that inflexibility, is stretching the meridians connected to the heart, the lungs, and the intestines. If you are lying in your bed and you put your both arms over your head like that, you'll be stretching the meridians connected to your heart, your lungs, and your intestines. If you are feeling while lying on this bench, let me switch the camera around again. If you're feeling, we tie this in at the knee. Tie it in tight and flat to the board. Yes? If you feel any discomfort here at the back, it would be your gallbladder, your urinary bladder meridian. If you feel discomfort down here, it would be your kidney, your liver, your spleen. So at home, if you have no bench right now, you could get a table. Yes? Let me spin this around. So you could get a table and you could push it up against the column. Just get a short table, push it up against the column, and create this same position. Table pushed up against the column, and you lie on your table, you put your leg up, you tie your leg onto the column, and ensure that the leg that hangs down here does not drop out to the side. Ensure that it is falling straight in alignment. We also eventually add ankle weights to that hanging leg as well. And as the blockage is clear over time, it becomes more and more tolerable. Wherever you feel most pain when you're on the lodging bench, you apply Paida, and instantly flexibility increases. If you've cleared all of the blockage, you will have all of the recovery that you need. And remember, we sit down to this, the longer the length of time in that session is the more improvement that's happening. It's not like a 5-minute tap, tap, tap every day. It's not emotional frequency tapping. It's not Qigong, even though all of these practices are very, very useful. And I give so much thanks for them because they have brought us step by step toward an understanding of the possibility that even more benefit could come from greater intensity with similar practices like Paida. Yes. So here we are in a space where we can heal ourselves. Ready to share with everyone on the live who is open. Shoot me a message, make an appointment, and we ask for a minimum suggested donation of $100 for persons who are able to make a payment. However, just keep in mind that that payment is simply to assist me to teach those of you who have no money at all. So for those who have no money, please throw your shame aside. Do not be embarrassed to let me know, hey, I really need to learn this practice, whether or not you're sick, because this is not just for the sick. This is a lifestyle, yes? And so I really need to learn this practice. I have no money at all. What can I do? I'll arrange the time and we will have that meeting. And I'm afforded that time because some of the persons on the live will be able to share. And I force no one. You just tell me where you are. Yes. That has worked beautifully so far because I'm dealing with self-love. And if someone really comes to do work like this, they couldn't be playing games, man. They couldn't be playing games. So this is how it works. You can reach out to me. Let me type the number. Did I type the number in the chat?
Type the number. You can type in the you know, your Instagram information, or also any connects online so people can book, you know, for
I also teach jogging meditation, which is the art of meditating while in motion. I'm going to also drop a link for my page called Jogging Meditation JA. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a lifestyle practice coming out of Paidalajin as well. Something that helps you to clear blockages out of the body and helps you who hate jogging. People who hate jogging, like I used to, will end up loving it. Your capacity will be discovered to be far beyond what you knew it was. You are able to jog across very steep mountains today, not with training, just learning how to breathe properly, finding your pace and focusing. And this is what we teach. We have people who are 70 years old who go to a mountain in Jamaica that is known as being the most steep, most exercised mountain. And this lady told me she has 4 rest stops on this mountain. She walks it all the time, and her friends tell her she takes too much time at each rest stop. And I told her that we're going to jog that mountain. She said she would never consider it, and she doesn't think it's possible. I took her to the mountain. I taught her diaphragmatic breathing. I taught her to sync her breaths with her pace. Taught her all of the things she needed to know before we moved off, and we jogged from the bottom of that hill to the top of that hill on the same day, Brother Mikhail. When she got to the top, she felt like she could jog 3 more hills. She had not lost her breath. She didn't want any water. She gave me her bottle of water at the bottom of the hill, thinking she'd be dying of thirst at the top. But because we were doing circular nasal breathing and we were running lungs first, and the legs and the body were just simply a part of the beautiful experience. Right. Yes, so it's incredible. There are so many different aspects to learn about ourselves, and this is where I stand in the gateway on the bridge to greater awareness of our self-healing capacity. It is my humble honor to stand here and to welcome all those who would like to cross this bridge. Give thanks.
Give thanks. And brother, I appreciate you breaking that down. You know, just really living a lifestyle, and I think that been my thing too as well. Like, as I've been on my path of self-healing, I've been seeing that as long as I live a lifestyle of, you know, health and wellness, and just keep it as a balance in my life, you feel like I'm able to be at a healthy state, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Brother, I appreciate you being in a divine reflection and holding space right now, and definitely want to keep up with you, you feel me? So y'all can definitely follow the brother, and we plan on doing some online classes, like where we actually can do the practice. So this will be like a Zoom meeting that we're going to schedule in the next 2 weeks, you feel me? So we'll have flyers about it. We'll have links on it on both our social media page. So anybody who's on this line would like to actually do the experience and practice together, and we'll have an open space to do that, you know, and yeah, we'll keep building on it so it can be something that can be a self-healing practice for everybody. So brother, I appreciate you for sharing this information and being knowledgeable about it. When I first heard about it, it was something that I kind of was aware of by, like you said, other practices of people like doing like some pressure points and different things like that. But on this level, it's something like very healing. So I got some healing from it. I did the heart meridian one, and yeah, I feel very light in my heart right now coming back to California. So I appreciate you, brother, for, you know what I'm saying, your information, your knowledge. And is there anything else you want to share before you go?
But yeah, we read those Zoom connections. Brother Mikhail and I want to ensure that for all of you who can't pay, that there is a easy way for you to connect. So we're planning, starting the next 2 weeks, we're planning to start sharing these practices with you all on Zoom. My brother Mikhail will be sharing all of the details, and I will be availing myself for free to you all. If anyone wants to make a donation, just rest assured that that donation, I would like it to be shared for Brother Mikhail's journeys across the earth, picking up this information so he can bring it to all of you. I willingly will share these donations with Brother Mikhail if anyone does decide to make a donation for these free Zoom sessions that we're planning. Yeah. But we're going to be starting in 2 weeks, and we're going to start with the heart meridian, and we're going to be clearing the entire body, one session at a time.
Yes, sir. So give thanks to you, brother, for your time, your energy, your wisdom. And this brother also is a divine singer, Nyahbingi drummer, also a great poet, artist, so watch out for many different things, coming from this brother right here. Straight out of, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, also, a medicine man too. So we do need some healing working with fungi, plant medicine out of Jamaica. It was some of the best medicine I had, straight from the earth, straight from the land. Definitely, there's some other works building up there too with a psychedelic conference that's going to be happening later this year. So keep up to date with everything happening in Jamaica. Jamaica's a portal right now for melanated people, Afro Indigenous people around the earth to learn about health, wellness. The ITAL food, the culture.
Yes,
Keeping it very, very cultural. You feel me? So yeah, give thanks to the
but
Baba.
let me say one more thing. Remember this though. You are the medicine.
Okay,
You are the medicine.
I got
Yes?
you, brother.
And when we ally with the plants checks us and checks if we are in alignment with that which we are. So a lot of people take plant medicine and they go through a difficult time because they're already going through a difficult time. Yes? But plant medicine is not about trauma or trauma release. Yeah? Plant medicine is just an alliance with a plant that's going to check you to find out if you are in alliance with the all, with nature. Yes, and if you're not, you may have to shed some burdens, shed some baggage on the way to getting into that space of bliss. But I guarantee to you, I fully enjoy every single opportunity I have to ally with the plants.
Right.
It is absolutely beautiful. I feel so present to what I truly am. And especially since I am one who works actively on clearing my blockages, I do believe it tremendously impacts the ease and the beauty of these processes. I never have the intense types of stomach issues that a lot of persons who come into medicine have. And so when you come to the village, there are a number of preparatory cleaning practices that we use, not just Paidalajin, aura cleansing, and different practices, traditional bush baths, etc., that help you to prepare to cleanse your energy before you get into the space where the psilocybin begins to work. And awaken your presentness. Yes.
Yeah. So
Because you are the medicine. Yes, I look at my shirt.
come on.
Live
Yeah, exactly.
pain-free without medicine. Yes.
Come on.
Without medicine, because you are the medicine. And then what other people call medicine will just be an opportunity to celebrate life. That is what it is for me when I consume psilocybin, ayahuasca, and all of these different plant allies. They awaken me, they strengthen me, they sharpen me, they expand me. Yes. So much more to learn. Yes. I give thanks.
Give thanks to life, brother. I appreciate you, love. You feel me?
Yes, sir, brother.
Yeah.
Give thanks, Mikhail. Look forward to connecting in the next 2 weeks on the live to share with the family. And everyone else who wants to connect, just send me a message and we can start that process. All right.
Right, y'all.
All right. Give thanks, my brother.
All right. Give thanks to life.
Blessed love.